This is our paranormal podcast because this is our paranormal community, and we want to support you here on RU Media Network. We are proud to be sponsored by the Haunted Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York. Here are your hosts, Brian Mersall and Sean Gilmore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Our Paranormal Podcast on RU Media Network. I am, I guess I'm your host today since Brian's not here. Sean Gilmore. Oh man, Brian just disappeared. Don't really know what happened to him. I know his dog has been really sick, so I'm praying that it's not the worst case scenario. Hopefully everything's good, and hopefully he will be back on here in a moment. And with that, guys, before I introduce these two guys you guys haven't ever seen before, anyways, nothing. All right, so I just want to throw this out there. There's a lot of people, man. It seems like sickness is not just COVID. A lot of people are getting sick, and it's like there's so many people are just announcing that they're coming down with cancer, and they have all. It just seems like it's more than normal. Guys, if we could ever just take a moment out of your day and spread some love, spread some healing, happy energy out there. Let's change the way that things are going. It's just by trying to change that the energy that we're all releasing, man. We all need a change. We need more positivity. We all need more healing because, man, this shit's getting ridiculous, dude. I'm done, dude. I'm done with all this stuff that's going on, dude. We need some positivity, and so let's everybody some way come together, spread some positivity, so we can change the way things are going, man, in any way we can. So with that, guys, we have awesome guests. We have Matt Benton, Joe. Is it Vitale?
It's Vitale.
Vitale.
Nobody can get it right.
I apologize.
Fatality.
Fatality. Fatality.
I put it with a V. Vitality.
I see. I was going to
Eric. Fatality from the game.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep. Definitely. And so, guys, I'm sorry for the late start. Had a little bit of IT issues, and then Brian just disappeared. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully he'll be back. But we are here tonight to. There's no camera on that. My mic just fell. It just fell. Anyways, so we're here tonight to talk about the Harrisville Haunting. Freaking amazing documentary that you guys put together, man. I'm going to be honest. I was nervous because it was 2 hours long. But the thing is, it's freaking good all the way through. Like sometimes people put together long documentaries, and it's hard. It's hard to pick and choose what goes into a documentary and what to keep, what to throw out, and all that's. So a lot of people, they end up with something that's a little bit too long, and ends up being drawn out, and it kind of gets boring after a while. That didn't happen with yours. It was good all the way through. You did freaking fantastic with the history, and then your guys' experiences during. I don't know how much you guys want to talk about because we want people to watch it. You guys had some crazy ass experiences. Even got stuff moving around like that's like the holy grail of paranormal, like that. Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen on camera like that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I was nervous about the runtime. So originally we thought, an hour and a half, something like that, and it turned into just over 2 hours. So I was nervous about that.
And that's after I cut out 18. I cut 18 minutes out, so it was longer than that before.
Yeah. I believe it.
I had to cut out the solos, 2 of the solos, because nothing really happened. So I was like, and it was slowing down the film. So I was like, we have to cut the 2 solos out. and just put the one where something happened and also the one that goes with the storyline. So, yeah,
How long was the actual investigation for?
it was a total of three nights, but 2 of those nights were with the other crew. I mean, the main crew that you saw in the film, and then we went with Levy too. But I didn't really put too much in that. I just mainly did because I wasn't going to add more investigation when we already had a full hour and a half sequence of investigating, basically. So, yeah, just it's mainly just the main first 2 nights, and that's actually where we got the most stuff because actually when we went with Levy, we didn't really capture that much except for the morning of. So,
well, when we just got there, you had walked in. There was something that was captured, but we didn't put in the film. It wouldn't translate well over TV. So,
Yeah.
EVP was maybe a little bit lower, and also had background of other people. So I decided to take it out.
That's rough, man. When you have to throw out good evidence, but it's part of what we do, and that's what it's about, man. It's about sharing with the quality stuff, because if you go, what sucks is that you go and you share something that's not that level of quality, then people start tearing the shit apart. And people are going to tear it apart anyways, just because that's what people do. You get the trolls, and they're like, oh, this is cool, I'm going to put it down just because it's cooler than anything I could ever create. So, and so, don't give them the ammo. And plus, I mean, it's your name, it's your brand that's on the line. So, definitely understand. And it's tough, man. It's so tough to do that, and it takes a lot of time and patience to do what you guys do, man. So, Matt, are you the guy? Do you both edit, or is it just Matt? So I know Matt
I did pretty much all the editing in this film. He just did a one text feature, and that was about it. So, but I did the editing of the film. So,
okay.
Yeah, music is very important to me in filmmaking. And I think that's what stands out in this film too.
Definitely. I mean, you got to have that good music to go with the feeling that you're trying to create. And you've always been good at that. You've always been good at that, man. Every video you show me, you always get that vibe, dude. It's really impressive.
It's my favorite part about filmmaking is giving people emotions of what you're trying to portray on your editing, and so there's different emotions that you feel throughout the film in different situations. So, and the music really helps that a lot. So,
definitely. I actually think that music helps bring that emotion and that energy on investigations. Have you ever tried to take some of your music to location?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Use trigger objects.
Nice.
When I was out in the forest last time I went out there, we were using Native American music, trying to look for the area around the area that I was looking online, and I did it in the forest area because apparently there's some Native American history around that area. So, well, when we had the premiere, that's what I think. Did you do that at all?
I did, yeah, but I was in the barn.
Okay, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, another thing that wasn't shown in the documentary was I actually used an interview from Ed and Lorraine Warren along with the mother, the parent mother, for whatever reason.
Carolyn,
thank you very much. And tried to, get a response from that.
I know like so much of the like history now because I had to edit so much.
Right.
It burned in my brain.
And I was all over like different like ancestry sites and stuff like that. Just there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Isn't it just like a lot of locations, and it's not even, I don't think it's done purposely by the locations, but a lot of locations, if you really dig into that history, you kind of find that it's not all as accurate as you would hope. No. That's why it's important to do your own.
Are you familiar with the Chastain House?
The Chastain
in Georgia, Blue Ridge, Georgia. Well, I went there to invest with some people, and they said, oh, this person, this lady was a witch, and then they hung her, and then the spirit of the witch possessed her sister, so they hung her. And I looked into that, and no, a complete fabricated story.
Hello there, Josh Bender. So Josh Bender is building so the helmet thing I wear.
Yeah.
He's building a light setup specifically for the helmet.
Well, he's the right guy for it.
Oh, I know.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
It's
Nice. That's
gonna be the only one on Earth, on planet Earth.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be built into the helmet.
That's awesome, man. Then when you want to go, I was about to give a spoiler. When you want to go digging into holes, you don't have to have a problem and worry about your helmet.
Yeah. I like going into holes.
Nice. I like it. He already ordered the helmet. Man.
Yeah.
Man. I'm on a waiting list for a light. I'm just throwing that out there.
I was on the waiting list too.
Yeah, I know. It's a long list. I know it.
Well, when you make good quality stuff, people want it.
That's true. That's true.
Supply and demand. So basically, you should start raising the prices, Josh. It's not for us.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. There should be a threshold in there. I want sort of a clause in there. A coupon. Just give me a coupon, man. That's all good. But yeah, I mean, oh, they want you to elaborate. Oh wait, they don't want you to elaborate. Yes,
on the holes.
Oh, Brian's lights are coming up soon. Oh. But see, even Brian's before me. Wow, that's messed up. No, I'm kidding. He put his order in before me, but still.
I lucked out. I got mine like 5 years ago or something, and I got mine fairly quick.
I got like the fourth or fifth deadlight ever made in the beginning, and then I got upgraded by him. So I don't have that one anymore. I gave it back to him, but for the upgrade. But yeah, I think it was like Josh. You can remind me. I think it was like the fourth one or fifth one. Oh, I can't remember. But the fourth or fifth one ever made. So it was very old. It looked very different than the ones that they do now. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember even saying like when because he was designing these and I loved them. Like they're awesome. And when I got to see it in I think the first time I saw it was at Higginsport, and I was like. Then he was already in the middle, or I think he already did create one. I just didn't know at the time. It was the Necro one where it has LED lights with it too, or just regular lights with it too. And so then he created that one. That was the one I wanted. I was like, I want that version because you know how handy that is for filming. Mm-hmm. Like you could have both.
Right.
Now it's my favorite IR light in existence.
When I first met Josh in person, he was just designing them. He was just using them for himself. They were so it's really cool to see how far he's come. Oh, even Michi came in to say hi, guys. Fellow West Coaster for y'all. Hey. Yeah, Michelle LeBaron. How's it going?
Yeah. Remember that deal, Michelle?
Uh-oh. Yeah, he said you had number 5 and number 4, and Joe had number 14.
Yeah. Now they look a lot different and advanced even more. I'm actually getting it upgraded again because mine has the lid in the back that shuts normal. The upgraded one's the magnet because this one actually comes off easily. So he says he's gonna upgrade it to the magnet one a little later. So yeah, we're trying to convert only to deadlights in the PRU. So
it's basically all I use.
Nice.
Yeah, it's basically all we use already. So
nice. Yeah, it's that'd be nice to be able to do that. And that's one of the reasons why I am getting the deadlight that I'm getting is so that most of my lights can be. I have these like old like IR spotlights. They come in handy, and like just because they're easy, and I can plug them in. So if there's electricity, it's easy. But it's they still don't give you that crispness that you get out of a deadlight. You don't get that clear image. You still, I don't know. It's unless you use the deadlights, it's really, you don't really, I don't know. For me, it's hard to explain because I'm not a tech guy. But there's you get a much better image. It makes a bad camera look better because of how good his lights are and how well it lights everything up. And it's a crisp light. It's not a blurry light.
Right. You get, it's like when you point a flashlight at it like a wall, and you have that one hot spot, that really bright spot, and then everything else just kind of dark. Now with a deadlight, everything is lit up.
Thanks for reminding us, Story. And this is sponsored by Deadlight.
Always, man. Always. Did we talk about Deadlight a lot on the show? And it's because it is good. And it's not just Deadlight. If I will go and off on a tangent about, everybody needs that push. Everyone needs help. Everyone needs that notoriety, especially when it's a good quality like that. I mean, I have my long gone doll chilling over here, I have all sorts of stuff over here. I have my my mini MIB ghost box I just got. My here I was helping clean this old haunted school, and I got a camera case, and now it's a case for my mini ink box, which I don't know. I'm learning ITC, guys, and I'm really excited. I never got into ITC side of stuff, but I don't know. This path is leading me down a way to learn ITC. So I actually have another ITC box from Austin Maynard, and this one, you choose the different wavelengths. It's got all these gadgets and shit I'm learning all about, and
Really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. The stuff that I'm learning, and actually, you know what? I'm just gonna announce it now. I am the newest member of the UGPN. I am joining Austin's team, and I'm going to be working with him and helping him out with some locations. There might even be a location opening out in the Cleveland area that I might be helping out with if things go as according to plan. So, and then on top of that, I'm going to be learning a lot of ITC stuff and helping out with their new ITC voice project that they're doing. So it's going to be really cool. Dory says she wants the mini. You know what? I want the big one. That's really funny. I like my equipment to be small because I want to be able to carry it around. I don't want to have to go running back and forth. I hate the thought. I hate of being in a room damn, I wish I had that one piece of equipment with me, and then I have to run and go to the safe room and then go get it. And that's a big hassle. Something that's small and easy to carry around. That's me. But I love the way that the big ink box sounds, the original. So, yeah. She says hers fits in her backpack. So that's good. And Melvin, he's from LA, another West Coaster here. Melvin, you have to check out the Harrisville Haunting. Take the time, brother. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. And you need to do a review on it. And with that, you're asking everyone who watches your documentary to leave a review.
Yeah, because it helps filmmakers. And so on IMDb, people that watched it, they could review it, say whatever you want. You could say it's trash, or you could say you like it.
Right. I mean, we don't blow smoke up our asses. Be honest.
Right. Definitely. I don't know. Okay.
You don't know what?
I mean, anyone. I think that once more people watch it and it's the regular, non-paranormal investigators, because we're all used to the documentaries. We're used to the format, if you will,
Yeah.
And so once you get the people who aren't really used to the format and everything, that's when you're going to get the outsider opinion. To me, knowing what I know and the documentaries I've been a part of and the documentaries that I've watched, countless documentaries, you know, it's freaking fantastic. I don't know. I mean, especially with it being for 2 hours. I mean, I don't know what you could have done that could have been better, man. It's a freaking badass freaking documentary.
Thank you.
Yeah, and not to knock any other like other documentaries, but one of the issues that I had with a lot of documentaries is they get slow, and then I just start to lose interest. So we're like fast pace. It's got to be fast paced. We know there's going to be some spots in there where it gets a little slow. It's normal, but overall, let's fast paced. Let's get it.
Well, yeah, people, they lose interest so quickly, right? So if you just have like one camera, if you stick on one camera for too long, people will lose interest and they're looking away. They're looking down at their phone. So I don't know. I honestly planned on watching it in like segments. And I was going to watch it all in the same night. But I was like, man, I'll get bored. I'll go play a video game real quick, and I'll come back. I was like totally ready for it. I had my whole setup ready for it, and I ended up watching it all the way through. Man, didn't need a break. It was just freaking. I was impressed throughout the entire thing, and it was really cool, man. And you guys got some really good experiences, and you accomplished to do something that is even, I think, a lot of people have a really hard time doing, and you shared personal experience and made it very compelling. Yeah. It is so hard to share personal experience and have it be compelling and have it look good on camera and have it translate well. And you did that. I feel like you did a really good job with that.
Thank you.
Matt did a hell of a job editing. I mean, there's a lot of frustrations. There was some headbutting and stuff like that, but no, Matt did an amazing effing job.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I can even. Can I play a?
Sure.
The teaser. Where's it at? I had it pulled up, and then I started messing with stuff. Premiere date. There it is.
I can send it to you. Yeah. You could use that one.
Nope. This is what video came up was the live Q&A that you guys have on the channel.
Here, it's the one before that one. I'll send it to you.
Oh, I got it right here. Stupid mouse.
I just destroyed one recently.
Yeah, we have a solution for a stupid mouse.
I don't know if you saw that video.
I want to watch it now. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I've taken my mouse and like freaking slammed it on. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I got my very first expensive mouse because my other mouses are always cheap. They're like $12, something like that. So I decided, you know what? I want a good mouse now. So I finally, my mother got this for me, actually.
Yeah, he was using, I got a gaming mouse too, and he was using mine for a while. And I was like, at one point, I actually did throw that mouse.
And now it's in pieces.
Sometimes it just feels good, man. When you have that old piece of equipment, you just gotta, release that stress on there and let it go. I actually, I have an old computer that's sitting here waiting to go to the shooting range. I have a shooting range that lets you bring your own targets and TVs and stuff. So it's gonna meet my my Maverick 88 and. It's gonna be blown to pieces. It's gonna be great.
Have you seen my Glock that I got that customized?
No.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I spent about $1,500 on this gun.
Oh.
Yeah. This beauty right here.
Hold on 1 second here.
It's a nice one.
Hold on. Did I just mess everything up again? I did. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Let's see it. Oh, nice, dude. So you got is that a laser
No,
on the
it's a
bottom?
light. It's a light.
Oh, okay.
Pretty damn bright one too.
You just shut off the whole camera with that thing, man.
It looks like the damn sun came in.
Right? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's the beauty. Has
So you had the colors all customized for you, and
yeah, it's all custom.
nice, dude.
Yeah, it has like a Punisher logo on the back.
Yeah.
It has Trijicon. Oh, actually, sorry, this is not Trijicon. They're basically glow in the dark sights. Nice trigger with it.
Oh yeah.
Everything about it's custom. Mag weld, undercut on the right there. It's a 19 round mag plus one in the chamber.
See, my shotgun is custom because I put a pistol grip on it, but it's nothing like that. Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Everybody knows that about Matt, man. He loves his guns, man. And
oh yes, I do.
If
If I wasn't a paranormal investigator, I'd probably have a gun channel.
those gun guys, they do well for themselves.
Yeah, except they get a lot of videos demonetized because YouTube's all liberal.
Because YouTube's stupid. Yeah, well, it's all over the interweb. They're just making everything stupid and making it harder for everybody, and it's But I mean, we're streaming on YouTube. I don't know how much bad we want to say about them, but even like, Facebook's right up there. Facebook is just right. Facebook is even worse. So what are you gonna do? We make do with what we got, and it's cool that you guys and creators like you are able to go, and other people have gone and created other outlets for people to share their work. Like you're right now for people to watch your documentary, it's on Paraflix, right?
Yeah, it's about to be released on Scare Network and possibly the Dark Zone. I'm trying to change some things for that one too. So the Scare Network version's almost done. So basically, there's two versions of the film at the moment. You saw the director's cut.
Yeah.
There was one issue in the edit at the very end. I don't know if you noticed; it was out of sync for one part. When it came to me talking at the end, it was so basically that was the only issue of that version. I ran out of time for the premiere, so I fixed it now, so it's good now. But there's gonna be another version that's the official version that's supposed to be out because I need to cut out certain things with The Conjuring and Inside Edition legal reasons. So I need to work around that.
Yeah. Okay. I think I know the parts you're talking about. Okay. Well, I mean, it's awesome that you have the options to do that. You're not just limited to just the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Or Amazon, which I don't even think Amazon's really much of an option anymore. So it's really neat that people have come down and created things like Paraflix and Scare Zone and the other one. Even was it the old one that used to be Nick Groff's is now OSM.
I always forget the name of it.
I don't even know how to say it. It's QOSM.
VidiSpace at least was memorable, like you can remember the name. Now I can't even remember this name.
Right.
It's QOSM. However you say it, I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing with Amazon Prime is, we are being told that they are not accepting documentaries anymore
unless you work for a distributor,
and even a distributor has to pitch it to Prime.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So Amazon might not be working for us anymore. So this sucks.
That's actually going to hurt quite a few content creators, actually.
That for the documentary filmmakers out there.
It really is. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, you can go on there and you can sell whatever you want, but
so the good news though is that 3 distributing companies already contacted us for this film.
Yep.
That's freaking amazing.
So I get to choose. We get to choose here. You're like, which one do we want?
Right. So which one's going to give you the best deal, right?
Well, one of them is from that is the same one that made or distributed the Blair Witch Project. So,
Sweet.
So they got in contact with us. So might go with them just because out of the 3 distributing companies that contacted us, only that one is the one that we found like 2 films that we knew. The other ones are like films I never heard of. So it's like, oh, I know that film and I know that film, and then that was about it.
But one of the distribution companies, they have a way into Discovery Plus.
Yeah.
And
So
nice.
we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make this version to send to them, the one that's more legal.
Right.
Because this one will be fine. The one I already have is fine for YouTube. Like it will work for YouTube. But if you're doing a paid product, there could be some legal issues and stuff. So I'm trying to cut those things out for certain things. So
Right.
Inside Edition, if they want to do something, they can. If they possibly wanted to. The Conjuring is more fair use how I used it. So it really depends. If anyone really had a problem with it in Warner Brothers, but they have the more money than we do, so
Right. Right. That's not really a fight you want to get into.
The Conjuring was a fair use format though, because I was using voiceover over it, and also I put Warner Brothers in the corner and the Conjuring in the corner, just to get credit, and so, but the Inside Edition I just straight up used, so that one I had to cut out, and I already figured out we both figured out a way to do that. So, which was we basically just B-rolled me looking at some articles about it instead. So, and it also cut the film down a little bit more. So like cut down the film probably an extra 2 minutes for this other version. So.
Well, guys, here let's add this. Let's check out this teaser real quick.
Will do.
All right. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Does it have audio attached?
What? You don't know me. Shut up. All right.
Everyone on StreamYard has made that mistake.
But now that mother, hold on. I lost the whole freaking thing. The whole channel. Yay!
It's been deleted by YouTube. Finally. That's kidding.
Oh man. Let's see here.
Oh, one of my buddies had his channel removed, and it wasn't even his fault. He had woke up, and his wife's like, "You're not going to believe what's happening." And she went to his channel to go read comments, and some dude, they hacked his YouTube account and was talking about freaking Dogecoin, like Bitcoins and stuff like that on his channel.
Really?
Yeah, they took it down, and he got a hold of them. Everything is fixed now, but he's like,
pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Matthew Fewley's in here. Hello, Matthew Fewley.
Yes. How's it going, Matthew?
He's another documentary filmmaker.
Yes, he is. He makes damn good documentaries too.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. Let's see. Dory's in here. Selena. Purgatory's in here. I'm just going to treat this like it's my channel.
Do it. Make my job easier. My co-host is gone. He's the guy that makes things easier on me. And
did he ever respond to you?
No, that has me worried. So I'm hoping everything's okay.
Let's see.
All right. We have share audio clicked. So here we go.
Okay. Pretty low.
Hidden forces, battles of evil and good.
It's moving! It's moving!
What do you think of Matt?
So, like, dude, again, that creepy music, dude. You're good at getting that vibe down, dude.
It's my talent. I love music, dude. It's my favorite part. It's also hard to find, like, good music. It's really hard to find. You have no idea how many hours I look that I find something that kind of works with what was in my head.
Yeah.
I'm just at the point where I'm just going to create my own rather than going off and buying it. I mean, I'm a musician. Right. I can do that. So I have what I need to do that.
Definitely. Definitely. I have a friend who's a musician. He has a YouTube channel where he just shares his stuff so people can like clip it and use it however they want. He doesn't charge him. He's like, yeah, man, just go ahead and download it. And
yeah, it's helpful. That's like Coag. I think I used a couple songs, not that many, but I think I used 2 songs from Coag or 3. And he's one of those individuals. Just give him credit, and he's cool with it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what instruments do you play, Joe?
I can play just about anything I can get my hands on, but I'm not going to sit there and tell you I'm a pro at all of them. My strengths, though, are definitely guitar and bass. I've got a couple of 6-string guitars. I have a 6-string bass, and I have my monster 8-string guitar.
Nice. There's a guitar actually behind you, I see. Is that a neck of a guitar I see behind you?
You see that?
Yeah.
What is it? That's the that's the ESP.
Yeah. That's the thing about musicians, man. They see musicians, like I have a lot of friends that are musicians. I tried to pick up the music. I just Josh. Nickelback tribute. Yes.
That's you, Josh. All those nice things I said about your Deadlight, I take them back.
Yeah. Deadlight sucks. Yeah. You know how good Deadlight is? Nickelback uses them in their concerts.
They light the stage with deadlights.
Yeah, they light up the night. It's hilarious. Oh, well, what I was saying though is that like musicians, I've noticed, they keep there's always a guitar within arm reach, man. It doesn't matter if they're at the kitchen table, if they're in bed, or if they're at the couch watching TV. There's always a guitar right there at arm's reach, man. And I've never been good at. I tried to pick up the bass, it just doesn't stick. I don't know. I sucked at it.
Practice and patience and discipline.
Maybe I didn't have it. I don't know. I ended up selling it, and I got some subwoofers for my car back in 1990 something. So
I think I could make music with the computer one day.
I bet you could. I mean, you could even get
I already kind of do that in a way. I'm using other sounds and I'm creating it into one, or with the editing. So in a way, I am creating a little bit of the music that's in there, but not all of it.
Get a mixing board, dude. You could do it.
Yeah, I think I can. I just need to take the time for it.
Yeah. So Cynthia says because you have to play the guitar every day if you want to get better. It's the same as everything else. I mean, dude, but the thing is, like the good guitars, they're playing it like all day, every day. It's
5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to playing.
You're sitting there watching TV, playing the guitar without the amp on, dude. You know it.
Yeah, actually, like for me, I'm just not coordinated enough.
Yeah, it's a lot to remember though. It's like
DJ Matt Tactical.
Yes,
I can be a DJ probably.
Do it. Mix it up.
Like I understand music well. That's why I do my editing well with it. But but it's just creating it. I don't do instruments. Not coordinated. My fingers not very coordinated. I've tried guitar when I was younger. I was never coordinated enough. Like, can never get it.
We get a mixing board, and then it's just like pretty much using a keyboard, and then you just choose the music.
That's what I'm saying. Computers I can do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I can maybe do with the computer.
I mean, I have a keyboard that I use too that I hook up to my.
1 year later,
software.
you see I have a DJ channel. It's gonna be DJ Matt Tactical. It's gonna be the name.
The only downfall to like what I have set up, and for any musician who records their computers, man, those plugins are expensive. They're ridiculous, like $89, and you get like a couple of things. It's like, oh man.
The guitar stuff is all expensive.
Expensive. Basically, what he is about is guitars is what I am about my guns. They're very expensive.
That's how I was with my mountain bikes. I would spend more of my money on mountain bikes before my back surgery, and man, I understand how that can be. And so but then you have this other expensive hobby here, or I don't even know if you want to call it what you guys paranormal hobby for you guys. It's you guys take it beyond that with your documentaries, because you're
a job now. It's now a job because technically we're getting paid from the film and also Patreon and all that and YouTube. So technically it's a job, but just don't make that much.
and with this, with like the PRU case files and just whatever else I do outside of that, I want to go even further. I want to look into things that aren't really being talked too much about within the paranormal, because usually it's just the ghosts, history, that was scary, the end, that was it, that's basically it. But I want to go beyond that. I want to look much deeper and as deep as we possibly can into certain effects of paranormal. I don't want to.
I just recommend going to Justin Brown's channel. That's I preach most of the stuff he preaches, because it's funny because he's the only person on earth that I agree with more than anyone in the paranormal. Like literally, most of the stuff I've thought about and been talking about is we either have the same beliefs, and then he's taught me other things too. So it's funny. I've never argued with Justin because I'm always in agreement with him. It's like we're on the same wavelength. Him and I.
Well, he has a good way of
communicating,
explaining things, so
he
that
also
they make
retains
sense.
information better.
Yes, he understands it well, so he's able to explain it well, and he explains it in a way that makes sense and it sounds logical.
Yeah,
and
I think that he's better at it than I am. So
definitely. Better than I am. I'm horrible at explaining things.
I have to write it all down and then put it into a documentary. And then I have someone proofread it. Jesus Christ. Can't speak it.
So, you guys have swag too, right?
Merch?
Yeah, you got merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Devil's out. Oh, we're frozen. He's frozen. Not the movie.
I think we might.
I found the Devil's Hours store here on Teespring.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. Sorry, you froze for a second.
Well, we probably actually went down.
I don't know. You guys never froze for me, so I'm not sure.
So, it's on Teespring. I'm going to probably be switching over to Bunker Branding pretty soon.
Okay.
Because I'm not a fan of Teespring. Teespring is very shitty with their customers, and I've had so many issues with them. So that's why I might be switching to another brand and also supporting a YouTuber I like, which is Demolition Ranch.
Okay. Well, here's the hoodie. Here's the link for the hoodie that they got. Let's see if we'll
There
get
you
that
go.
one up.
If you want the Harrisville Haunting hoodie, you can get it
Yes.
there.
Yeah, or you can get it from mine as well.
Oh,
I went ham.
you guys have a lot of links, man.
No, we have too many.
So there. Now, when you first heard of this location opening up, you even mentioned in the documentary, this is one of those locations that was just never open. No one could ever get into until paranormal investigators purchased it. When you first got it, though, did you really think it was going to be as active as it ended up being for you?
I never go into it thinking it's going to be crazy. I just think I hear it's haunted. We'll see what happens.
It's been on my bucket list, but at the same, just the history aspect of it, I was like, woo, excited, but at the same time, I went into it like it was any other location.
Yeah, so it was just the same as every other location, but this time I got more lucky.
Okay.
So
I mean, I don't know if what you experienced was really luck, man. That was you definitely got what you asked for.
I wish it happened more often, because I swear I provoke these things, the negative ones, all the time, and I'm like, come on already. It's just hurt
Dude,
me.
he legit. I hope I'm not giving away too much. He legit is. I am inviting you to come and fuck with me. He's like, I'm inviting you to come. He's like challenging whatever's there. He legit says, I'm inviting you to do this to me. I was like, damn, dude's got balls. You're inviting them to do what?
That's what Keith Johnson said.
You're inviting them to do what? That's just the thing. You don't know what exactly is going to happen.
I do that too, except I don't put that on my channel because, as you know, there are people out there who look down on that.
And for me, I don't care what other people think.
Plus, we were told, don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know. I think that people kind of have grown to expect things like that from Matt. I mean,
yeah, and on top of that, it's I feel like people that are saying not to do that and everything are people that won't be able to handle it, that they can't cope with it. If something bad happened to me, I could cope with it. Yeah. So,
but you also have to look at it as this is not our house.
I wasn't talking about the house. I was talking to specifically me. I wasn't talking to anything about the family
or any location. This is
that's exactly how Matt looks at it, though. Matt's like, I invited this to happen to me.
Right.
Like, this my intention is for me, not anyone else, and that's the intention that he sets. So, in Matt's mind, that's okay. And Matt, I'm not saying you're wrong, but the thing is, we don't know, right? Not until we do know. One day we will know. But I like that you set that intention. You do that, and you know that if you set the intentions wrong, then it can backfire and definitely can affect other people unintentionally. So I got to say, I respect that you do that.
Yeah. Now, the thing, though, is that, you could say, hey, mess with me. It will, or it can. Mm-hmm. The problem is that it'll mess with you in other ways through other people.
Yeah,
and that's his belief.
And
I can't.
Yeah, you have to be careful about that, because I've seen that happen a few times.
Yeah,
I feel like it doesn't. For me, in my personal life, it doesn't happen to anyone that's not at the location. Doesn't even know that even happened. So
it's just a matter of using trickery, depending on what it is, right? It depends on what type of entity or whatever you're messing with, because certain things will come and they will mess with you through other people. They can. It's all about deception. It's all about getting to you in ways that you don't expect. Me personally, I don't like provoking, and it's for my own personal reasons. I don't like provoking for myself, because when I was younger and I had the experiences I had, I made them worse because I was provoking and didn't realize what I was doing. And I didn't realize I was making things worse. And I definitely made things worse. And I saw the effect of what provoking did, and I just don't want that. Maybe once my kids are out of the house, maybe I'll have a different a different way of looking at it. But I mean, I would legit tell the spirits that are in my home, get the fuck out of my face, get the fuck out of my room. You're not welcome here. And I would just like go off, and it unintentionally, where I thought I was trying to make things better for myself and push it away. What I was doing is I was angering it more, and I made it worse, not only for myself, but it was in a condo that was an apartment building. I made things worse for the people in my home and the other homes in the building. So that's why I personally, and that's just my own personal thing. And like I said, I really respect that you put that out there. This is just for me. This isn't for anyone else. But I think that unintentionally spirit can go, and they can mess with anyone that you're close to, just to mess with you. It all depends, though. It all depends on the situation.
I think they'll do it to specific individuals, and apparently it was interested in me from the beginning, and I didn't even know that until later.
They had no clue.
Yeah,
like Eric and I were the only ones who knew about that, and I'm like, well, I'm not saying a word. But when we go to locations, we have to think about the owners of the locations and all the other people who are coming through there. We could potentially, I'm not saying for sure, but we could potentially be, by us going in there and somebody provoking, that could put other people, who go in there or live there, whatever it is, in harm's way.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to provoke, depending on the location and the situation, I have no problems. I did that at the Monroe house. Like, I said some shit that I didn't even put in my YouTube video. So
what happened?
So I was basically, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people believe that there's a demonic entity in the Monroe house. And we're sitting in the basement. I'm like, oh, look at me, ooh, demon, like mocking it. I kind of called it names. I'm like, how do you feel living in your daddy's basement? That kind of, So.
Yeah. What happened? Did it retaliate at all or respond?
No, I think twice but we didn't capture it, but it sounded like a little rock was thrown. And even then we're just like, okay, whatever.
I think what's in the Monroe house isn't demonic, but I feel like it's interdimensional. It's very strong. I've personally experienced it. Well, when we were in the basement, we were just asking questions about cemeteries. I was asking questions about burial grounds, because me being empathic, that's what the whole property just feels like a cemetery to me. It's the same kind of like energy. And so I was asking about it, and then all of a sudden, like, it was the only way I could describe the sound is like an extremely loud cricket. Like if someone were to take a cricket, the chirping, put it on a loop, and play it over a loudspeaker. It was like almost ear piercing. That was that loud. Never heard anything like that before. I was like, holy shit, I pissed something off. And so I've never heard anything like that before. I don't know.
I had something tell me in the basement. It said, I will kill you. I wish I heard it at that point in time. That would have been fun.
Yeah. Right? That's the only thing, man. That's why I try to use the RT recorder. And that's one of the reasons why I'm getting into ITCs, because like, you can hear the response more real time. Because when you get responses like that, you want to respond to that. Whether if you're provoking or not, you want to hear that so you can be like, oh, yeah.
Right.
That's why I always plug. I like to plug in headphones into the recorder. Like when I first started paranormal investigating, I got one of my first EVPs, literally listening to it live. It was in 2012 at the Vail Ranch Historical Society. It was my second or third EVP ever. And I was literally listening to it live, and I was in a room by myself, and I straight up heard a loud ass whisper into my mic. It's on my old channel right now. It was very clear that when I say clear, I mean loud. I might have been another language though, because I didn't understand what it said, but it was extremely clear. So. Wow,
That's That's what it's all about, though. It's about getting that right. That's why you make these. I bet if you didn't get EVPs like that, you would be making documentaries. Not for the paranormal, anyways, right?
Yeah, it was funny because there was a couple times I got bored of the paranormal after a while, and then I went on investigation with Patrick, and that was a whole nother playing field I never seen in my life. So I was like, whoa, okay, this stuff can get insane depending on the individuals, I believe. And Patrick, I believe, is a real poltergeist case, and so that was my first one ever. Never done a real poltergeist case until Patrick. So literally objects being thrown across the room all over the place. And
I think it's an attachment.
he thinks it's an attachment. I think he's a poltergeist. And so I thought it was very interesting, and that spiked my interest a lot too, because activity used to be like, every once in a while something happens there and there, and then but not with him. It was like every 20 minutes something would happen.
Yeah. That's how something's there with you. That's very intentional.
Yeah, but that's something I thought was only in the movies, like how active that was. Like, it was insane. It was like on another level. So that's what really piqued my interest again. Then I did the Conjuring House too. Was it before or after that?
Conjuring House before.
Yeah, I think it was before. So I did the Conjuring House before that. Also piqued my interest a little bit more too. So
nice. How long ago did you guys do the investigation?
It was
March
16th.
Yeah,
16th, 2020.
Okay. So it's a little over a year for you to do everything. And Brian Baum from Period Paranormal was just at the Conjuring House on Sunday. Yeah, if I could speak. So that's cool. I bet. I think that there should be like a way for investigators to compare notes and more than just making documentaries, because not every paranormal investigator makes documentaries, and there should be a way for people to experience and share experiences so we can learn from each other. I know people have tried to do stuff like that. It's just hard, and especially because it's expensive. Oh, yep, he was there during the hurricane. Oh,
was it more active during the hurricane?
I have to wonder.
Brian, you got to tell us, man.
Was it active?
Yes. What did that storm do? What did that huge storm do? I know it turned it back into a tropical storm. So, yes, Brian, if you're still watching, let us know. How do you feel like that affected your investigation? I'd be really curious to know that. Oh, and guys, I did get an update from Brian. His dog is really not doing well. He said it seems that his dog's getting ready to pass on. So everyone, please keep him in their thoughts and prayers. Not that I want to go get sad and depressing, but just keep him in your thoughts. So he probably won't be back. He'd be crazy to do that. So, but I was telling Matt, dude, the thing is about Brian. He's like this super like organized guy, unlike Brian, my co-host, not Brian Baum, different Brian, sorry. But he's very organized, right? So he put together these notes when he watched your documentary, and so I should share this screen. It's he put together this whole PDF file. It's 2 pages where he notated the notes. I'll get the okay. If I get the okay, I'll send them to you. But he said, let me see if there's. He said basically, overall, this was a great video. It starts off by showing you some of the history of the house, as well as showing you interviews and stories from former members and investigators of the house. You also get to see what Matt's journey with the paranormal really started for him. You get to see 4 different investigators with different styles come together for a 2-night stay in the Conjuring House. The main thing that happened during the nights. Oh, we're not talking about that because we want you guys to watch that.
Spoilers.
Right? So skipping the spoilers, the video goes into depth to show how the attempt to debunk the things that had happened. And the video concludes by saying the location is one of the most haunted that they have visited and is shown more intense in the actual Conjuring film. So he was impressed by it too. So yeah, I don't know how much you guys want to give away because, man, guys, people got to go watch this. There's so much good stuff. Oh, yeah, Brian said it was actually not bad in 70 degrees.
Okay. When he says not bad, does he mean, okay, the weather wasn't that bad. Okay.
Yeah, the weather wasn't that bad. So I'd be curious too. I like my favorite types of places to investigate are actually homes and jails. Yeah, I love investigating homes and jails, even if just because that's I don't know why jails. Jails just for me are fascinating and they're a good time. Hospitals, they depress me.
Only paranormal investigators would call jails a good time.
I know, right? let's rephrase that. These are historical jails. They're not active. Yeah, no, I don't think the active jail would be.
I would have created that into a shirt. Only paranormal investigators will call jails a good time.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you get different personalities that come through jails or prisons. One of my favorite places to investigate is the Ohio State Reformatory. I mean, it's freaking huge. It's creepy, and with all the inmates that were in there, all of them different personalities, different energies, and things like that. So,
definitely, man. What types of locations do you guys find the most fascinating, other than like a jail? Since I already mentioned that.
Yeah, like my two favorite ones to film are hospitals and jails because they're cinematically the best, in my opinion. They give the best vibe when filming. And I would say evidence, my top favorites would have been Mackey Mansion, Lassen County Hospital, but I think that was more of Patrick, not the hospital itself. And then and also the Conjuring House are my top three. So most active locations I've investigated so far. Monroe House is probably fourth.
About your house?
Monroe House.
Oh, Monroe House. Yeah, dude, Monroe House is freaking wicked. I'm going back in November. I'm excited.
Yeah, I missed it already.
Yeah, I want to go back.
So you guys got to come back up east, man.
There's going to be
November.
Come in November.
Yeah,
are you inviting us?
Yeah, come on out, man. It would be a freaking blast, dude.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. There'll be some guys who show up.
Oh man,
yeah, Eddie is a really nice guy too.
Yeah, Eddie's awesome.
Yeah.
I know for me, most active location was at one time Benton Farms, but that place just like I don't know what happened. It's like
I already know what happened.
It's just anybody who has been going there, it's saying nothing's going on. Like they're not getting any activity. So, definitely Hales Bar Dam. But I've been there. I probably investigated that place more than anybody has. That was a mixed bag of stuff. And then I'm gonna have to see, definitely the Conjuring House. I'm not gonna say specifically why. I'll just say, it was very interesting.
Hales goes up there too, because I actually have episode of Hales Bar Dam. I only went there once, and did 2 nights. Got pretty good activity. So Hales is pretty good too. Yeah.
Another one of my favorite places. Although the last time we went, nothing happened, but Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. That's the thing, though. I can go to these places many times, even including Hales or Monroe House. I've been in those locations many, many times, and there's a lot of times where it's just nothing.
Just keep in mind, like, if ever you see me do an episode on a location, that means there's a lot of evidence. Because I don't do episodes with locations that don't have that much. If I didn't really get anything, I either make a very small video on it, it's not an episode, or I don't post anything on it. And so, or I did start doing vlogs, so I might post vlogs. But when it comes to episodes, if it's an episode, that means the location was active. And so it's rare. That's why I don't post episodes as much as other YouTubers, because I want it to be active for me to even post it. So, yeah.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to put together a documentary when there's no evidence to share.
Oh, yeah. I
You know?
agree that with 100%.
There's, I mean, even with, when I was on Activision years ago, we had to throw out some investigations because there just wasn't enough evidence. Sorry to tell. So I mean, we got to experience it. So we got to experience the location, and whatever, it just is what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, it sucks too, though, because you spend all this money on a location, doesn't turn out, but you get to experience it. It's a cool thing. And you get to, it's still not a waste all the time, though, because sometimes I use the shots like for new intros, trailers, or when I talk about like this documentary, I use old footage from other locations just to show my point in something. And so, if you can tell that this documentary was personal in a way, and I feel like people felt that, and that was actually some of the things that people said in the reviews, is that it felt personal. So, and it was to me. So the film. So, well,
you had a very personal experience.
Yeah,
right.
That's why what's cool about the documentary filmmaking, you don't know what the story is going to be until after you're done filming it,
right.
And it turned personal. So it went a personal route on that film.
See, definitely. I was thinking Eric. I think we both were thinking Eric would be the one to have far more.
Yeah.
Experience just because of his, his energy. He's, geez, oh Pete, so he's just like, just a ball of energy. And
he's almost like Marcus. Actually, he is like Marcus.
he's like Mark. I think I've seen him in other projects, but I haven't gotten to meet Eric. And I was actually going to kind of ask about Eric and Bill, since they aren't here, like because all three of you guys really do have different approaches and different energies, and you guys all brought something different to this investigation, and that probably brought a lot of the stuff that did happen too.
Yeah, I believe that. When it came to Eric, I knew that he would probably get the most evidence. Technically, he did, because my experience is a personal experience. I don't consider that evidence. Well, the box was interesting, like what came through the gateway.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. But I also don't consider that evidence, because you can't prove it. Technically, it's just by what you hear and think. It could be pareidolia. You never really know. But it was pretty clear.
Pareidolia, like with your ears, not with your eyes.
Yeah, with your ears.
That's my biggest thing that I'm trying to learn and combat when I'm getting into ITC, is that very thing. Because it happens with EVPs, man.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So that's why, when it comes to ITC, I'm trying to go away from the standard regular ITC that everyone else does, because you cannot validate it. But there are ways to do that. The only thing is that you never capture anything when you do it the proper way. It's just like, so far with me, though, I haven't caught anything yet with doing it the proper way.
Whenever I do a spirit box on a location, I don't do it for very long, and it has to be direct. Like, I mean, there has to be no room for doubt. But what I like to do, though, also is I want people to have their own opinions. So when I put something out there, it's like, look, I'm not saying this is, paranormal. I'm not saying one way or another. I'll let you guys decide. And that's kind of like something we did with the documentary as well. Is, we kind of just like, with certain stuff, we'll let you guys decide.
Yeah, like in the film, I very big on that. I even cut out a lot because a lot of it I don't believe was EVPs. Because Eric uses a lower quality voice recorder, and problem with lower quality audio is that it's hard to differentiate what's what and what sounds are what, because if you're like making some movements, it's going to sound like whispers on that low quality audio. And so I what I do in my reviews, especially with low quality audio recorders, I cross check it to see the other cameras of the exact moments of when it happens. And sure enough, every single time the whisper happened, it was when they did a quick movement or something like that, or thrustling of clothing and stuff like that. It sounds like whispers on the recorder because it's very, very low quality audio. That's the other problem I have with RRDR60s too. So, plus you can't cross check an RRDR60 because it only records when it has sound coming through it. So,
yeah.
So,
I feel kind of the same way about the DR60. It's just that sound quality. I want it. That's I don't know, man. I've heard some really compelling stuff.
I'm not saying that you can't get EVPs from DR60s. You definitely can. It's a recorder. You can definitely get one, but it's just that I don't put my faith into it because it's been recalled for a reason. It had a lot of issues with sounds, and how many DR60 videos have you heard that scream thing come through it? That screech sound. How many times that's happened? Like I see it all the time. I'm like, oh my god,
it does happen quite often.
It's an issue with the recorder itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's paranormal at all. So yeah, this is my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, everybody has their own kind of ideas and their own things. You know, there's ITC guys that won't touch freaking REM pods and all that, and but it's all just a matter of what works for you, right? And I'm honestly, me too. I'm not a big fan of the DR60, but there's people they put all their stock into it, and you know what? That's theirs. That's theirs to own, and whatever, you know. My personal recorder is the real-time EVP recorder that I have. They don't make them anymore because for me, again, being empathic, for some reason having that heightened like sense of hearing, it helps me open up and like kind of feel more of what's around me, and it helps my experience while I'm there. So
yeah, I like when I use the Tascam or Zoom recorders, having headphones in it, you gotta hear everything a little bit clearer. In your area. Yeah, I like using high quality audio a lot because it's easy to differentiate. Sounds like, oh, that was just him like moving around. That wouldn't happen on a low quality recorder. It'd probably sound like a whisper, possibly.
Right, definitely. And that was like the biggest. That's like one of the things though. When you're going over EVPs, it's good to have the video to refer to, because then you can watch the movement, watch movement of the mouth, watch the movement of feet, and so then you can go by that. Now, when you have one of those things on, make sure that Marcus Hogg isn't about to sneeze in your ear. He did that in a documentary, and of course they put that in it. And actually, they put it in it, and then they used it in Paranormal Case Files. And the Paranormal Case File said it was a demon, because I was like, "Oh my god!" Because it scared the crap out of me. It just startled me. And
they said it was a demon in there.
They said it was a freak. They did. They said it was a demon. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Kindred Spirits got me. You know, on that show, it kind of pissed me off.
Marcus's I guess Marcus's sneezes are demons.
Right. Almost as bad as the snoring. Right.
And then you quote the show.
Yeah, the other thing, you know, when we do stuff like this, it doesn't really matter what we do. If we're going to be filming, lav mics are so helpful.
Yeah.
And we'll be wearing those.
What recorder is $2,000? Jesus Christ!
The DR60s, man. They
Oh
sell
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so it's a whole bunch of not worth it.
Well, the thing is, it's just one of those things. Like people want it. There's a demand for it, and they don't make them anymore, so it's limited. And then there's some people, it's just
Yeah, I forgot about it. I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking of expensive equipment than not something that's supposed to be $12.
right.
Like that thing is so cheap and cheaply made that it should be like literally be about $15 is how much that thing
that's
should
how
be.
much. That's how much it was when it was out, like $15 to $20.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's about how much I think that thing's worth. And when it comes to like the good audio, like Zoom and Tascam is the way to go in my opinion. They're the best audio in the business right now. So go with one of those two brands, and they very, very high quality audio, and it's $200. A lot cheaper than $2,000 for a low quality recorder.
Right.
You can get a Zoom or a Tascam for $100 and still have great sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you can get good, decent sound quality. Honestly, some of my best EVPs were just on a regular digital recorder. I got it for like $30 on some, I forgot what website it was. It's like on some discount website. And it took me like 6 months to get it because it came from China. But that was my first ever digital recorder. And you know what's funny is that same digital recorder, I'm not going to say the name of the website, but Paranormal website is selling it now for like $60. I got it for $30.
I think I know what site you're
Go
talking
stop.
about.
So it's kind of ridiculous. But that's you got to watch for that kind of thing. When you're buying stuff, pay attention. Do your
You can
research.
get it on Amazon.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I got a an EMF detector, right? That's used to actually test EMFs in your home as like an actual tool, not a paranormal piece of equipment. I got it on Amazon, and then next thing I know, again, it's being sold on paranormal websites for twice the money.
I wish I bought the DR60 a long time ago. I would have kept it. If I knew what was going to happen, I would have kept it and then just waited until I could just. Oh, I do have something that's rare though that I was thinking about selling because I'm kind of broke right now. I have something that's rare. I don't know if anyone's going to actually buy it, but if you go on Amazon right now, if you go look up minor exorcisms, it was manual of minor exorcisms. It's $8,000 right now, and I have that book.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about.
You have one of those? I'm actually kind of familiar.
Oh, you are.
I am actually, and I think it's because of you, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mentioned because it went up in price. I'm wondering should I keep it longer because last time I looked, it was like $2,000. It was still a lot of money. It was $2,000. Now I just looked up like 3 or 4 days ago. It's $8,000 now.
I want to tell you a sad story.
Mm-hmm. Let me get
an old friend of mine sent me a Salvador Dali lithograph framed. UPS. They broke the glass. Ruined part of the painting.
Oh no.
That would be like someone freaking taking your $8,000 book and stabbing you with a fucking knife. Destroyed all the worth. Now it's got sentimental value. It still has Dali's original signature on it. It's still gonna be cool. It's gonna be reframed. It's still gonna be cool to say I have, but the monetary value. Yeah, I really, really hope. I sent it back to. It's pretty much was being left to me by an old friend of mine, and he's old. He's downsizing and he's getting ready, right? And so that was his gift to me, and UPS took his gift to me and freaking had other my ideas for it. They're like, no, Shawn. And you know what? If anything, it's just made it so like I can't sell it, so it just has my own personal value. So if anything, it'll just make it so I keep it longer. So I guess that's a good thing in that sort of sense. But the monetary value is completely gone. And if you want to go and Google Salvador Dali Wailing Wall lithograph and the value, you would shed a tear for me. So
I'm checking it.
That just happened. That just happened yesterday.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Yeah.
The thing is,
So-
if I try and sell that book, I don't even know if anyone even buy that. I don't know why anyone thinks it's worth $8,000.
it would
why
have
would
to
you
go
want that
through
book?
auction, right? To a specific person that wants it.
Like on Amazon, I think maybe you could just sell it on Amazon. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know, man. Amazon is also selling Alice in Chains Unplugged for like the record, the vinyl, for like $300.
Well,
So I don't know.
it is like the 30-year anniversary or something like that of that band or an album or something.
I don't want to spend $300 on that album. I was upset when I saw that.
It was a good album. It was a good album.
Yeah. Here, Melvin has some great questions here. He wants to know: what would you guys say that a digital recorder is the most important tool for an investigator?
For me, it would be video and audio.
Yeah.
I'm not big on using like REM pods. If anybody pays $200 for a REM pod, I have a name for you. It doesn't cost anywhere near even $50 to make one.
No, this guy here is a Scarebear. He's a trigger object. He's a REM pod. I don't even think I spent $50 on him.
So Joe's gonna entertain you. I need to go to the restroom real quick.
All right.
You stuck with me.
We're gonna save Melvin's next question for when Matt gets back from the restroom there.
Okay.
But you gotta be careful. Like you said, when you're buying stuff, you're buying this equipment, do your research. Man, I just had to replace my grill. Dude, I didn't just go out and buy a grill. I went out and I found the best grill for what I want to do. And I'm also going to make sure that I'm not going to overpay, and I'm going to, do your research, man. There's many different versions of what's out there. And a lot of the things we use are used in regular circumstances,
Right?
Like a digital recorder, like the EMF detector. Like most people do a lot of people know that EMF detectors are sold in electronic or in hardware stores? Because they are.
And for cheap?
Right. I have it for when I do private residences. That's what I have it for, because I know when you have high levels of EMF, that can make you give you feelings of paranoia, dizziness, and even in extreme cases, hallucinations. So I make sure to have that as a part of my arsenal for when I do private home investigations.
A lot of it is a gimmick.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that they can't be manipulated by some unseen force. I'm not saying, that can't happen. But is it really worth like a couple $100 to have something that can't even, you have no idea what set it off? A lot of the videos and stuff like that I watch, people get excited. Oh, there's like ghosts nearby. This thing went off. It's like, you don't know that. You can't tell me that.
Yeah.
That thing could be going off for hundreds of reasons. So why aren't we just assuming ghosts? And then it comes into because a lot of people once they really find out how my thoughts on the paranormal, I tell them I think most of the paranormal is fairy tale bullshit.
Oh.
And I can't even tell you for sure, although I do believe, but I have no proof. But is it really ghosts that are moving objects? Could it be something? Could it possibly be something else besides ghosts making objects move? Or any other things?
But what is it? That's what we got to figure out, right?
That's just it.
No, but that's true. And the thing is, we don't know what type of energy a ghost or a spirit dispenses or has or can whatever. Is it static? Is it EMF? Is it? We don't know. It could be a completely different thing. So, but the thing is that you can get compelling things to happen. And
Right.
What makes those compelling things happen? Do we have the capability of making things happen like that without knowing it? Could it be us that are subconsciously making that ball roll across the floor?
I had a scientist tell me that paranormal investigators have no business investigating the paranormal. Um, Basically, he was saying that we were too stupid and not educated enough to be investigating the paranormal. But he went on to explain why. And we sit there and we talk about, science. We use science. We use science. Well, that's great. I cook food, but that doesn't make me a chef. I just cook freaking food. Okay. I'm a musician, but that doesn't mean I can go off and like put together huge, like professional orchestrated, things for huge movies and stuff like that. There's a huge difference between what actual scientific methods are versus what people are using in the paranormal.
Oh, dude, I'd say about 98% of investigators don't use scientific method when they're investigating.
No, I don't
always. I actually, most of the time, I don't, to be honest.
No,
we're true scientific method, right?
No, we do not. Throwing a REM pod on the floor and using an EMF detector is not using science.
Not at all. We use an equipment that uses science, and you have to use science to understand what makes it go off, but that's about as scientific as it could possibly get.
Right. I mean, that would be like the equivalent of me saying, I'm a rocket engineer because I watch a space shuttle go off or some
right. No, that's not necessarily untrue, right? So, but does the paranormal investigating go to a scientist, or does it go to a priest or a rabbi? Does it go to the spiritual side of things, or does it go straight to the scientific? Because there's that gray area in the paranormal and the supernatural that meets the two.
Right. So nobody wants to go to a scientist. Let's be honest, because the scientist is just gonna rip it apart.
Right.
And you're not you specifically, but somebody's gonna get butthurt. Walk away like, stupid scientists, they don't know what they're talking about. Well, I mean, they have degrees and they're scientists, so, whatever. You go to a priest, and a priest will probably just say, demons. No matter which direction you turn, you're probably not going to get the answer that you want, and that's why other people go to other paranormal investigators who have the same belief, the same thoughts, the same ideas. It's to
people
get that
do the same with politics.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm with you, man. I'm right there with you. So what is it that the paranormal field needs to get to the next level? So we've been doing this. Honestly, I've been in the field now I've been in the field actively for 10 years. I've been investigating for longer. But the equipment really hasn't changed much.
No, it hasn't.
What have they done?
Past almost 30 years.
Right. Instead of the REM pod being a cut up pipe, it's now a teddy bear. This is as far as we got.
Right.
And so
I
what's
already
the
know
next
the
thing?
answer to this.
What's the next step, man? What takes us?
Proper and the right people.
Well, what are those
right people?
What are those people with the proper funding and right people need to do?
People that actually are doing research in the right fields.
Well, there are people who are doing,
except they're not involved in the paranormal is the issue, and they're not taking it seriously. And that's my biggest issue with the paranormal right now is that the right people are not doing anything about it. It's only people that don't know what they're doing that's in the paranormal field, and they are in their own fields that's separate from the paranormal.
Right.
And so there's also it's a lot of money to do proper research in this type of stuff. That's why science is so expensive,
right.
And we don't have the funding for it. So we don't have millions of dollars.
There are scientists who are actually into the paranormal. They're doing it very different, and they ain't gonna share shit with us. They're not going to. I don't blame them, because what's going to happen if they say, "Oh, well, here's what we're looking at, and we have a really good idea of whatever it may be." Guess what? Somebody in the field is going to run off, take off with that, and get credit for that, because that happens a lot. Mm-hmm. So there are scientists who are looking into these things. I think a lot of people would be disappointed. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't know what they're looking into, but They're not talking. They're not saying anything.
Who are these people you're talking
Not publicly.
No, not pub. No.
Right.
These are scientists who.
But who are you talking about?
Who do investigate paranormal claims?
Who are these people?
Just whoever. There are those out there.
Who's their names?
Who's their names?
Yeah, who are they?
Who are they?
Yeah,
Who are these people that you're speaking of?
Yeah, who are these people?
I'm just saying there are people who.
How do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
Go look. I mean,
the only group that I know of is it's basically a group. This one guy, he is a believer in paranormal, but he hired a whole bunch of people in different fields that are not associated with the paranormal. And this was a group that was in the 80s to 90s. I don't know if they're still going today. And they don't even call it paranormal in their group. They call it high strangeness or something like that, or some strangeness. I forgot the name of what they say. But they also did a huge investigation at the Skinwalker Ranch, and because of a lot of claims that were happening there. But these people are not paranormal investigators; they're real scientists, and he hired the right guys. This guy's Rich, the one that hired him, and they are not even able to come up with their technology at the time was not. They were also not able to come up with the proof that this paranormal events is real, but they have experienced strange things that they can't explain. And so, if they have the proper people, then again, this is the 90s and 80s, so technology is very different back then. So,
right.
And I don't know if that group's still going. I haven't done any more recent research on them, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. That guy actually did go out and try and fund this the proper way. I forgot the name of the group, but it was something and they didn't call it paranormal. They called it like something within those lines, high strangeness or something like that. I forgot what it was.
So what do we got to do though to get the field to the next level? Because we've been sitting stagnant. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say we've been sitting stagnant pretty much for 5 years at least, probably longer. So we've been sitting here stagnant, right? Nothing new, man. Documentaries are great. Don't get me wrong, but it's still the same investigation techniques. It's still the same equipment. It's honestly the biggest advancements I'm seeing is in ITC, and I think that's one of the big reasons why I'm getting drawn into it. Is because it's new to me. I don't know, but I'm getting a new understanding of how to use sound waves and how you can use radio waves and sound waves as a way of gaining communication and at least get something that's very compelling.
Issue with today's ITC, most people's ITC right now, is that they're not validating the audio manipulation. So basically, you can do that with a single file audio source that never changes, but you can't do that with radio stations that's scanning, and you can't do that with a bank that's randomized. So
true,
because if it's random, you cannot cross-check it to see if it was actually a sound that was meant to come through, or a phoneme or whatever is in the bank that happened at that right moment. And plus, there's so many pedals on all these ITC devices, a lot of them, I should say, that they're already manipulating the audio itself.
True.
On their own. So how are you supposed to prove audio manipulation? Yeah, how are you supposed to prove audio manipulation if you're manipulating audio yourself? So
for me, what I find the most compelling is like what got me the first instance that I had any sort of interest in the ITC was I was using it in sort of hacked radio, and I was at Vulture City. There's no radio reception, and I got a response. How do you explain that? There's no radio reception, but a voice came out clear as day, said "get out." Is that cliche thing to hear? Yeah, but
yeah,
it came out. How? Yeah, so that's what.
Real.
Yeah, it can happen.
We believe it's real because we had it happen, but
right. So like with me, what I use, like that's what I like about the ink boxes. They have the AM, FM, and then there's also shortwave. I like using shortwave because there isn't as much radio chatter, and that eliminates the possibility of what you're hearing as being a radio voice and more likely to be a spirit voice. And plus, you can change the rate in the, I don't know. So I don't know. To me, that's what makes it a little bit more compelling, and because you can't say, oh, that was just someone from the radio, you know.
I have a friend of mine. He's not a paranormal investigator. He's an engineer, but we've been to the Monroe House, and he's taken some of his equipment with us. But his is more weather related,
Okay.
temperature, things like that, and it's kind of interesting. I don't understand, I don't understand what the hell it was specifically he was doing. But I mean, he was pretty interested in what was going on. There was something that happened, and the moment that happened, whatever the hell it was he was using, which I want, he won't tell me what it is. Tells me he can't afford it anyways. Picked up on that. Now I don't know if that was, just coincidence, but.
That's interesting though, because even just like if you were to bring like a barometer or something, because I mean I've used a compass, and that's just magnets, right?
Right.
So using a barometer, and how the change of,
Okay, so I want to give the real name to the research I was talking about. I could not think of the name for some reason. It's called the National Institute of Discovery Sciences. Is the name of the group, and they work. So these are individuals from NASA and other scientific research. I forgot what they had from different subjects, biology and physicists and stuff like that. So, and people that actually worked in NASA, literally in this team, and none of them were paranormal researchers. And this one rich guy, businessman, decided to form this together. And
that is fantastic, but you got to get the spiritual people in there too. You got to get a rabbi in there. You got to get a priest in there. You got to get a shaman in there. And then you got to have the scientists in there too, because there is. And I'd probably get a voodoo priest in there too. You got it, and then on top of all that, bringing the scientists to work with them too. Have them collaborate, because there is a big part of what we do that cannot be explained by science, by any sort of tool that is available, at least that we know about today. There's a gray area, man. There's this gray area between there and there, between science and religion. That's what's missing, man. It's this space right between, because there's no way to get there. So how do we get there and prove it? There's people that are trying to create or prove that there's the interdimensions, that there's other dimensions out there. And there's people that fully believe that there are. But then again, there's also people that believe that the world is flat. But there are people that research this stuff. And so what? How do we get to there though? How do we?
I wish there was a way, because the same person had one of those the cesium camp, whatever the hell it was, and something was captured on that. It wouldn't give me the footage, but he kept telling me though that it was one of our shadows because of the way it records or whatever, or whatever the hell it does. I don't know too much about that. But if we can somehow, or if our cameras can just see. Just get down on a molecular level, that'd be so helpful. I think there would be a lot there, either one way or another. We're gonna find out, if it works or not. But it'd be helpful, man. They're expensive, and if somebody could come up with an actual camera, for investigators. like that, I think that would be very, very helpful. But, hey, they said thermal cameras would be really helpful too. And I have yet to capture anything on my little thermal camera.
The issue with thermal cameras is that you can't see gases or anything like that. You only see on physical objects.
Right. If there's
heat on physical.
Yeah, you can. It will. It will pick up steam and stuff like that. But
you'll catch the reflection of the heat temperature of the gas or whatever's being released. So, like, if there's a gas, like in an Ectovision's Hinsdale House investigation, we got this reflection on a window of something. We still don't know what exactly what it was, but it's a reflection of some sort of heat temperature, or actually, it was colder than what it was because it was a dark mass, right? So it shows a reflection of what the temperature is. So but there's more to it. There's more to it than these filters that we're using. And what's the camera filters that we were using.
Yeah. I tried this with my camera. It was something that Justin had said that got me actually interested. I'm like, I wonder if. So I boiled freaking water, and on my particular one though, I could see the steam through that camera. But if it took me boiling freaking water just to be able to see that, then
I bet if you were to boil water in front of, like, if you were to take that boiling water and so when it's still hot, put the steam like in front of a mirror or a window, you might be able to see the reflection of the heat rising in the window or in the mirror. That's the only way I think that you'd be able to see something like that.
I sent you a link to that group I was talking about. So it was defunded in 2004, so it was in the 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when it was started, actually. So,
right.
Yeah, I need to update my knowledge on it because it was a long time ago when I read about it. So I was like, okay, cool.
But see, that's the thing. And now the paranormal has turned into such a big, I mean, it's a business, there's, and it's a thrill-seeking business. And now people, I mean, I've spent my money on stuff, and some of it probably way too much, but it's so I can test my own theories on things. And if that means I spend a little bit of money to test my own theories, then fine, because I understand. Like, one is the tripwire. It's basically it's a rope, lights that each individual light has a K2 meter sensor in it, and they all light up different colors, right? So I got that to kind of test my own theories with the K2 meter and things like that. And yeah, I paid a lot of money for it. And but the thing is that I don't know. It's I don't know if it's mine, but it seems like I'm getting a lot of false positives with it. So that's the risk that you take though when you get things and you spend the money, because I mean, it's not scientists that are building this equipment. It's people like you and I who come up with ideas, and then they get a soldering gun or whatever and they put it together,
And it's not even a complete idea, because behind it, it's been done before, just
right.
used in different ways.
Right. True.
So I don't know. I just it just kills me seeing people buy stuff like that. Like, he's paying so like an ungodly amount of money. It's like, you should probably, I don't know, buy groceries or something, or pay a bill with that money. I don't,
Oh, if I spend money on the paranormal, it's I put my money aside. It's not taking any money away from my family. It's not taking money away from anything but my own personal paranormal fund that I budget myself.
Yeah, but not,
Yeah. So if I lose that money, if I buy a piece of equipment or something and I end up not liking it, it's only a loss to myself, and it's not going to affect my family. Because you're definitely right. People need to. There's a lot of freaking.
Yeah, it's on our end.
Bunk.
Looking over here, I can see what's going on. The screen changed a little bit.
Yeah, you guys seem fine to me.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Dory Wheeler wants to know, what are your thoughts on laser grids?
It if things block out the laser, that'd be interesting. Shadows is what it's meant for. Shadow play.
I've had something block or come through a laser grid. That was in the 90s. And that happened. No, that was the same night. On one investigation, and I've never had that happen since. Like, I can't even tell you what it was. It could have been something that got really close to the laser. No, there was that. I mean, I won't even get into that one. But yeah, I haven't had any luck with other than maybe that night, that one investigation. So I know Keith Age made that method pretty popular when he was with the Booth Brothers for Spook, the Ghost of Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it was uber new or anything like that, but not a lot of people knew about it either. But Keith Age was talking about how he used a laser, and there's video footage of this. It was just a single laser. That was it. And like the laser was hitting something, but it was also still kind of going through it. And he was saying, whatever's there has substance. So I can't tell you if it was a ghost or not, but I mean, it was interesting. And I've known Keith Age for quite some time, and I've known of him since the 90s. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like where that whole laser thing came from. Was Keith Age. So the next thing you know, after Spook Ghost of Waverly Hills was on, all of a sudden, everybody's using lasers, and then the laser grids start popping up. So,
well, it's that people they see these things, that these tools or ideas that people use, and they're like, oh, I want to recreate that, or it's like, hey, it worked for them, so it's going to work for me. I don't know. I think that the real stuff doesn't happen on demand. It doesn't happen when you ask for it. It's the stuff that happens like when you get that full body apparition. I mean, when have you ever said, "Show yourself to me," and it actually like came to you and like it's like, "Hi, how's it going?"
Very rare. Well, not actually show itself, but it's very rare when they actually do it on command.
Right.
Or anything. If you're here, make a sound. Like 99% of the time, nothing happens.
Billy's in here.
Yes, he is.
Billy, you want to come on? You want to come on and talk about the Harrisville Haunting?
Yes, come on, man. We got a couple more minutes here.
But yeah, I don't.
If you want the link, we can send it to you. Now, real quick, since we are kind of getting close to, well, it is 10 o'clock right now. We did get a little bit of a late start, but how can people find you guys? We want to know about Harrisville Haunting. We want to know about your own personal projects, everything. How can people find you guys? Do you guys have any events coming up where people can meet you?
Yeah, we have quite a few events that we're doing. There's the event that's I always forget the name of that place out there in Nevada. Baltimore something. Basically, there's the haunted side event. It's called the Para Experience 2021 is basically the name of the Paracon. We'll be at that, and we'll also be possibly in Kansas pretty soon in September. Still working that out. And then we have Vulture City.
Yep.
I was thinking Kansas because you might not be going.
You're doing Vulture City?
Yeah, we're doing Vulture City also.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
When I went there, it was I was visiting family in Arizona, and I was like, I need a day to myself, and I found Vulture City. It just came up in my Google search. I'm like, I'm gonna check this place out. That place is freaking cool as shit.
Yeah. When it comes to, yeah, I've always wanted to investigate there. When tell Brian to review the film since he had so much notes on it on IMDb.
He was working on that before the show, so I don't know.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, we were talking about that. So.
Oh, cool.
I know he was. Because he's asking me if he had to like create an account. I was like, yeah, I just logged in with Facebook. And
awesome.
I don't know.
Have you watched Sleepless Unrest?
Sleepless Unrest?
Yeah.
Have I watched that?
That would be
really familiar.
The guys who did The House in Between. Sleepless Unrest, they were actually at the Conjuring House too. They did a documentary.
Yes. Okay. I don't think I watched this one. I think I saw it and I meant to watch it and I never did.
Very night and day. I don't mean anything bad by it. I enjoyed it, but they're so different.
Yeah.
The one thing I was not expecting from the film though, when they're releasing it, is how many people were in the reviews were saying it was a masterpiece. I was not expecting that.
Well, here's the thing: you get these loyal people, man, who love they love the films, they love it, and they get like they do, man. They just love it, and so when something like this comes out, heck yeah, man, this is a masterpiece. And the thing is that you put this together. When you look at a lot of the things that are put together that are high value productions, they're using computers that can get things done and render things done so much faster, and it's a completely different beast than when somebody like you put something together, because you're using a store-bought computer. No matter how much you spent on it, you're using a store-bought computer, and it doesn't matter what type of video card you have or video editing software you're using. You're putting a lot. It takes a lot more for someone like you to do it than when you have a team of people putting together that's something that's a high production, right? High budget production. And you put something together that is just as good as a high budget. Dude, this is something you would see on TV for sure, man. This is definitely something that's freaking high quality. And you did that, man. And so, yeah, this is a masterpiece because you created a high quality video, high quality sound, high quality entertainment. Most people, when they make these documentaries, they don't know to think of, keeping people's attention by not staying on the same camera for too long. Not most people don't know that. And but that's why when I said, and you put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into making this documentary, because you
just
thought
the
about
cuts alone.
Exactly.
Like the cutting is like some things were very on purpose. For the very ending sequence, what happened to me, that sound design, every little bit of that sound design was very specific, and when I stopped the music at the right moments, and then it fade, and some more fades back, or small things like that, or cutting to a sequence to where you're like, where is he at type thing, because I was just showing the other guys, and then it show the DVR cameras where there's no one there, it shows back to where I'm at, and then it's like, so all those things are very on purpose. It's just to create uneasiness and like also when Joe and Billy were looking for me, I was cutting back and forth between Eric.
Yeah, dude, that was freaking sweet, dude. You made that shit creepy. Like when Eric like oh man, I'm like, are they gonna like find him like facing a corner somewhere?
Yeah, when Matt did that, I'm like, people are gonna think, did something happen there? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I did
Like,
all that.
Did you jump into the river or something? What happened? Right.
I did that editing on purpose because I thought it gave a creep factor, and I was like,
hell yeah.
So, and the music was perfect for that sequence too. I was like, oh, I love this music. It's like,
now with that though, without giving too much away, and now that it's been months since you had that experience, with the experience that you had, do you believe that you were affected by spirit, or do you feel like you may have been affected by something else? Like maybe it was
like Justin thinks it was a psychic experiment.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, could it have been like an experience where
feeling something from the past?
Exactly.
Which is weird because I'm not psychic or anything. So it's like probably one of those rare moments that I guess because when you are in this field for a while, you sometimes have those moments where you feel something that you really haven't felt before. And this is one of those moments. I have to agree because I really did feel the emotion of someone else. And it kind of connected the dots later when I talked to Andrea Perrin about it. And basically what I was explaining of me being visioned, getting dragged in a room by a shadowy mass literally happened to Sydney Perrin. She was dragged by a shadowy mass. And so
that could have been like a residual kind of.
I just gave away some spoilers.
I don't even know if residual is the right word for that, but that's kind of like you're feeling the energy that was there. But yeah, that's intense though. Whether if you felt it now, do you think that something like that could happen? Now, not being psychics and everything, do you think that a spirit can make you feel that for some specific reason? Or do you feel like you just you were so opened up that you just
I opened up further than I ever have in this one, and I did it on purpose. I don't know. There's I think the warning that it was definitely a part of it was the warning that was given to me. Maybe I wanted to do it more, and so I was like, okay, if this thing wants to affect me, let it affect me. And so I tried that. And I really tried in the seance. It was already affecting me before I even knew what they were saying, before I knew what they were talking about, because I don't even get like that in most locations. Like he's investigated with me multiple times. That's the only location that's ever happened. He's seen me react in that way in any location I investigated with him. And so it's literally the only one. And so it was coincidentally the same one that that Jason Emmerich was saying I was going to get affected at. And so,
well,
I think that's not all, but certain spirits, entities, whatever you want to call them, can manipulate our feelings and make us feel certain ways. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people, they say, "Oh, I feel drained after this investigation. This thing sucked the energy out of me." I don't quite think that's what happened. I think that basically they were probably what's what I want to use here, overcharged a little bit, and then of course investigating and moving around, all that stuff kind of tires you out.
Well, you're up late, right?
Yeah,
you're up late until wee hours in the morning, so right there your body's burnt out from that.
Right.
But you are open spiritual. It is a when you have an investigation where you are affected by it. I mean, that's mentally taxing. So you are going to be affected. So I don't know. I personally, for me, I believe I am empathic, and I know how it affects me in some places. But not every investigation is I call it a paranormal hangover. not every investigation is an intense like paranormal hangover. It's sometimes you are just tired, and you got to be able to tell the difference. And I think that's something I've had to learn to do as an empath, is learning the difference between the different emotions, what's mine, what's not, and all of that. So
yeah.
So I mean,
I feel empathic in some ways too when it comes to just individuals, knowing what they're feeling. But I think a lot of people are like that too. It's just notice. I'm wondering if it's actually feeling them, or if you just notice certain body language subconsciously from people. I don't know. So it's like,
for me, I could One day I worked in a call center, and I worked in my little cubicle, and I had like one friend that I would BS with, and whatever. One day after work, I felt like I lost a family member, and the last time I had a feeling like this was when I was away at camp when I was a kid. So I'm calling all my family members, making sure everybody's okay, and then I realized, holy shit, that wasn't mine. And my friend, they didn't lose any family members. We were joking, having a good time all day. So I did pick up on somebody's energy at some point in time. So can a person pick up another person's body language and be affected? Because it's like watching a movie, right? You watch a movie, you're going to feel what the movie wants you to feel. You're going to feel that empathy because we are humans, and that's what we do. But
it's interesting because and it never fit. Like, it's so bizarre. And I've heard this from other people who say, they're not like psychic or anything like that. I've had this happen to me before, where this dude that I worked next to, like, I was like, Jesus, like something was just like saying somebody just freaking died in this dude's family. I have no idea. It was like the first time I ever experienced anything like that. It was like so insane. I wanted to say something to him, but at the same time, like, I can't say anything to him. What if I'm just crazy? His father died that day. Like, about like 30 minutes before, like, I had that freaking crazy urge. And in fact, I did tell somebody that. And they're just kind of like, oh my God, you're psychic. I'm like, no. And then they're like asking me questions like I was freaking psychic. I'm like, no. Family members. I have this really weird feeling like when a family member is going to pass. I haven't had this feeling though in a long time. And I've had family members pass. But I've had that feeling as well. It's really weird. One night I had a dream that my grandmother was being picked up by my mom and her sisters. They're all dead. And said, come on, we're going home. My grandmother got in the car. Off they went. I told my stepfather about that dream. And we were like, maybe something happened. Yeah, something did happen. My grandmother actually did die that day that I had that dream. But it was kept from us. It was kept secret. We didn't know. We didn't know until like a month and a half later that she passed.
I had a kind of a similar experience when I was in camp. I was young at away camp, and I went to it was a Jewish camp. I've told the story a few times on the show, so sorry if you guys have heard this already. But I was away at overnight camp, and it was the Sabbath was on the 4th of July, so we couldn't do anything for the 4th of July. They're like, "Hey, here's a fun idea. Why don't we like meditate or do this meditation thing?" I don't remember too much about it, but I remember we were doing it, and then all of a sudden I just got this feeling like something is really wrong at home. Something is really wrong at home. There's something wrong at home. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong at home. So I go to counselor. Like, can I call home? There's something wrong. They're like, no, you're homesick. I'm like, no, I'm having a good time. I'm pretty sure I don't want to go home. I just feel like there's something wrong. I'll make sure everything's okay. And so they're like, you know what? Sorry, we have strict rules against that. I went to overnight camp for a month. So they had strict rules. I couldn't call home. And so they had set me on the side of this hill. They're like, sit here, come back when you feel better. I mean, that's also being a kid in the late 80s, early 90s. Sit here, you'll get over it.
Yeah,
you'll get over it eventually. And I did. I'm like, well, fuck it. There's nothing I can do about this now. It was pretty much what the conclusion I came to, and I just went in ended up falling asleep while they were meditating. And so, anyways, my mom came and picked me up in my great grandmother's Ford LTD. I knew right then, holy shit, great grandma died on the 4th of July. That's the feeling I had. And sure enough, my great grandmother died alone at her kitchen table of a heart attack on the 4th of July.
It's interesting because this seems like a big human nature thing. Like, you know how many people like called off the 9/11 flights that like they called off, they didn't want to go on the flight for some reason.
Yeah.
And like these superstitious, no, sorry, wrong word. It was like these, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain work for me, brain.
It's like a connection.
Intuition.
Yeah, intuition. Yeah.
So basically, it's like an intuition that we all have, or like when you know, for like all of a sudden you have a feeling that someone's going to call you at this moment, like a friend or a family member, like at that exact moment, and it happens. That's actually happened to me very recently, like yesterday, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, and it's like it's weird. It's like you just like I was literally staring at the phone, waiting for the phone call, and then it rang. I was like. It's like It's like a weird superstition thing that happens with everyone, I think.
No, it is weird. And actually, it happened to me as on I think it was like Monday. I was like just like some random like memory came up from like high school, and I was just like, oh yeah, that was pretty funny. I kind of laughed it off. And then the very next day, I saw that person, like randomly. Like I haven't seen this person in 20 years. Randomly, I bump into this person. I was like, holy shit,
that's weird
as fuck,
yeah.
Right?
I've had like. My grandfather passed away. I had a dream that he came to the house. He was there real quick just to see his kids. He's like, "I'm just here. I want to see the kids. I have to go get somebody." That night, my great uncle passed away. That's scary. Because I'm like, I am not freaking psychic, but that's scary.
That spirit coming to you though, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It's weird. All of it's weird. And do we maybe it's just that maybe we do have this connection. Maybe this is something that's not special. Maybe this is normal.
I think
so
it's
we
normal.
have been programmed to block that shit out. Religion, through science, through all this stuff. We have been
mediums
programmed
have figured out how to have they maybe not just figure out, but it's also just probably they're born that way that they already have it figured out. And so like the legitimate ones. And so it's like I envy them. I wish I had that ability to have 24/7, but it's just random for us normal people. Like all of a sudden you just feel it. And then another time was when my aunt, my aunt, I was speaking of 4th of July, it was a 4th of July party, family party. And my aunt came, and there was just something different about my aunt, like energy wise. I felt something weird. It was just different about her. I didn't know what it was. And then I even told her, I was like, there's just something different about you. It's like your energy or something. I don't know. It's just different. I don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden, didn't think of anything of it. Literally 2 days later, she finds out she's pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, oh, so maybe that's what it was. And it's weird that I'm glad I said something, because then it would just been like, oh, it was only in my head type thing, and I can't prove it. But no, I actually told her, like, there's something off about her, something different about her, and I didn't know what it was. And so, and she found out she was pregnant 2 days later. So, and she thought that was very strange that I felt that, and I told her that. So,
well, when you're around a person, you get used to their energy, right? And then when there's something different about their energy, you're going to notice. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but also I've learned to like look at photos and tell. Like there's a lot of times I can look at a photo and I could tell if a person's passed or not.
Yeah,
it's weird, but I also had a time where my wife and I were Christmas shopping, and we came home with the kids. I put my hands on the door, and sorry, there's like a bug flying in my face. I put my hand on the doorknob, and I told my wife to put the kids back in the car. And I sure enough walked in the house, and the cat was dead underneath the Christmas tree. Right? So, but how do we have this connection? And is it as special as people make it sound to be? I personally think that this is something part of just being human that we just block out. And for whatever reason, the powers that be don't want us to be knowledgeable of this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I actually talked because I had seen a psychologist help me with anxiety. And we actually talked about, people like, who say, they're empathic, and they say, yeah, we have a name for that. It's called anxiety. And the reason why people are able to pick up on other people's energies, one of it has to do with their social skills, really observant. The other is that just to think of it as you have this shield, and this shield is supposed to protect you from basically feeding off of other people, so to speak, picking up on like their happiness, their sadness, whatever it may be. He said that's basically anxiety. So I don't, I can't remember the full conversation, but I found that really interesting.
I'm going to research it now.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, the anxiety issues run, and it's like genetic in my family or some shit.
Right. So I was going to, ask you, do you have anxiety? I have anxiety. And I know a lot of other people who have anxiety who say they're empathic. So.
Yeah. My daughter actually asked me, how come everybody in our family has such high anxiety? I was like, it's genetics. I don't know.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean,
no, it's just the way. It's just the way it is, I mean, some people care more about what time it is than others. Some people care, if different things can bring on anxiety.
I'm always worried about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. It's annoying.
It probably is. I'm always worried.
Yeah.
Where's the helmet?
Where's the helmet at, Matt? We were just talking about it. It's being rebuilt by Josh.
Yep, another version.
The new
upgrade.
improved.
He's like, I've been making this joke that he's like the Lucius Fox of the of my paranormal helmet, my para helmet. He's putting in the upgrades. I designed it, and then I had someone that's even that has more knowledge to add something else to it.
Yeah, it's in the lab.
It's in the lab. Yep. It's in the bat cave right now.
Right. Right. It's gonna freaking dude, Josh. Oh man, I'm excited to see what he does with that, man. It's gonna be freaking badass.
Oh yeah. It's catching on too.
Is it? Or more people are doing it?
Yeah, other people are trying to do it, but it's not the same setup.
Well, I mean, they're also not using the Q2N. Not very many people have that Q2N.
Yeah, they're using GoPros, most of them.
Yeah, I have a Q2N. I'm one of the few.
Yep, it's a great camera.
It is
my favorite wide shot portable. It's not even an action cam, but you can use it like an action cam.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's great, man, and the sound quality is good, and it's just all around. I mean, it's made for musicians, so I guess it makes sense. The sound quality is good.
Yeah. Yep. Well, guys,
everybody, man, anything you guys want to throw out there? It is now 10:30. I appreciate you guys staying over. Anything else you guys want to throw out there? Anything you guys want to plug? Anything?
Just go watch the Harrisville Haunting. That's the most important thing for us right now.
Yes, guys, go check it out. And right now, where can people go watch it?
At the moment, Paraflix and the Scare Network extremely soon. Like it's literally in the process right now. I'm having it rendered tonight. So
nice. Now, okay, so it's on Paraflix and
Scare Network.
Scare Network.
Right now, don't have any official document for the Dark Zone, but apparently it's going to be on the Dark Zone too. But we'll see what happens on that one. So.
All right, cool. So, guys, go watch that. And then if you scroll through the comments here, I put the IMDb link. Let's see here and make sure that you – do I still have it? I don't.
It's going to be cool because, for people that want to review it, please do that. It helps us out. So
yeah, do it. I mean, that's what we got to do, man. In this field, we got to support each other and everything. I mean, when someone has a YouTube video, comment on it. It doesn't matter if it's just a hi or you suck. It helps the algorithm of the video. So comment on that shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It does though. And so it's like all of that, guys. Make sure you're commenting, make sure you're supporting all these great creators. And so we can keep on getting more freaking awesome documentaries and to watch, and so that I can keep on having great guests on my show. And it's all big circle.
I prefer the "you suck" comments because the haters drive me.
They point. That's the thing, though, right? They show you what needs to be improved upon, right? So if someone says, "Hey, man, I don't know, you have a weird haircut," so get a different haircut next time. So
I'll just make it weirder. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, you could just. I didn't say get a let more. Yeah, next time, get the spikes with the polka dots like they used to do back in the 80s and 90s. Why not bring that shit back? But I'm just saying, like it does. It drives you. It tells you what. Maybe it'll give you an idea for next time. But the good stuff that helps people want to watch it. So also if you have something encouraging to say, don't be afraid to say it. And spread the word. Share the crap out of it, guys. Help these guys out. Help out all the other creators. Go meet them out at their events. Make sure to follow them on their YouTube channels. They're flipping through the bottom there. Find them on Facebook. And seriously, guys, watch this documentary. Even if you go and just get these streaming services for like a month, watch this documentary.
Actually, on the Scare Network, you can just straight up buy it or rent it. You don't even have to sign up for anything. So
nice.
So yeah, you can just buy the film itself, or you can rent it. If you buy it, it helps us more. So,
yeah. So go buy it.
I agree. By the way,
yeah,
the best place to see it was. So Dory, you got to watch it at the Conjuring House.
Yes, it was that was where the premiere was. So.
Oh shit! Okay.
A video will be released on that after I'm finished up with this other version of the film. So.
Right.
Which I did one cool sequence to change up to more legal. Apparently, I used screenshots of the film instead of actual video from the film, but I had to make it look cool. So there's some After Effects stuff done to it. So, and I chose some music that works with it. So, and it's also probably 2 minutes shorter.
Yeah. So guys, make sure to go check it out, man. Don't be intimidated by the 2 hours. It is good. So, dude, you're going to watch a movie. You watch an 2-hour movie, then, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's just as entertaining.
Zack Snyder's Justice League was 4 hours,
right?
And that was good,
right? Definitely. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show, guys. I just got word that, man, so much of this is going along, and I'm sorry to bring this down, but just got word that Ed Steele from the historic Detroit 6th Precinct, he passed away from COVID tonight. Too much of this stuff is going on. This is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. So let's spread that love. Let's try and change this energy, man. Do whatever we can to freaking get this shit to freaking get back to normal, man. I don't care if it's getting the vaccine, if that's what you got to do, if it's wearing a mask, if that's what you got to do. Do your part, whatever you feel like you need to do to try and make things better. Freaking spread the mojo, man. Freaking let's change this shit up.
Spread the COVID, man. Just kidding.
Spread anything but the COVID. But the thing is that it's not just the COVID, man. It's just, I don't know if it's just like we're like
I got vaccinated. It ain't gonna do any good for me.
No,
because the new strand,
strain.
Yeah,
and on top of that, already lost. I mean, I know 2 people that have died from the vaccine. So I don't trust anything that's brand new. Yeah,
there's nothing to trust about anything about any of this, honestly. I mean, if you want to get into like all about this whole thing, it's like where the frick did all this shit come from, and like where there's nothing. To trust
they covered it up. They literally just released like what actually happened, and like they've been covering it up this whole time. It was like, wow. That's messed up. Yep. Like it happened in a facility out there. And the facility was called the COVID. It was in the name. So the name of the facility. So it was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. See, man, but we need to We need to take the power back, man. All right. Take the power back. Let's freaking spread that. Yeah, spread the mojo, not the COVID. Thank you, Aaron. Because, man, dude, we need to change things up, man. We need to bring, dude, freaking concerts, dude. Concerts are getting canceled again. Damn it. At a concert this weekend, I was supposed to go to. Dude, music, man. We need music for the soul. We need to change this stuff up, guys. We need to bring the positive light back and get back to some normalcy. So
I was joking, Aaron. Because when you said spread it, the first thing I thought of was COVID.
I mean, dude, I'm all about making the jokes, man. It's all good fun. There's nothing wrong with that, man. We got it. That's one thing I've always done, and I think I've probably in my life pissed off a lot of people because I would make jokes about some pretty morbid things, but that's a coping mechanism, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We all got to cope, and we all got to survive in our own ways, and you know what? Laughter is the best medicine, I think.
Yep.
And with that, guys, go check out the Harrisville Haunting. Harrisville Haunting. I can talk. I don't even know what harassing is, but go to the Harrisville Haunting. Go check it out. Make sure to do it, guys. You're missing out if you don't. You really are. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Joe, for coming on, guys. It's always a blast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your week. I helped you over the hump day. Hope you slide on down into the weekend. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you so much for tuning in.
This paranormal adventure that we're all on, it connects us. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast with your host, Shawn Gilmore.
He's worked in the paranormal field for 10 years.
He was featured on the TV show Paranormal Survivor that airs on Travel Channel.
His passion is creating para-unity.
With your host, Brian Mersel.
He's worked in the paranormal field for 7 years.
He leads his own paranormal team.
He wants to help people start their paranormal adventure or grow their existing one. This is our paranormal adventure. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast.
It's about supporting. It's about making para-unity a real thing because we all need to support each other within our community. And that's what the show has always been about.